Hello, this is Dread from Epic Builds, and in today's video topic, we're going to go over a very common question. How does the Monolith of Fate work? This is going to be a quick overview of the system in its entirety, mainly aimed at newer players wanting to hop into the game and know how it all works, as time and time again, I tell someone about empowered monoliths, and they're like, empowered what? So we're going to do this step by step. Step number one is getting to End of Time. End of Time is reached around level 20 after killing the final boss of the Ruined Era, i.e. the Ruined Emperor's Corpse. When you kill him, you will take a portal to the End of Time, a hub for the game, which includes Chronomancer Learning, which allows you to respec your passive points for gold. Anya the Blacksmith allows you to buy runes of shattering for yourself, which is very helpful early on in your progression. Then we have Artem the Gambler. He is great for gambling for items under level 40, and he can gamble decent bases early on, and is decent up until you can farm monoliths easily. We then have two stashes, one near Artem and one near the target dummy. The target dummy is next to the second stash and is a great way of testing your damage output. Now the only thing left is the Monolith of Fate. We enter it with the entrance in the upper right corner of the End of Time waypoint. You will then cross a bridge to your first destination. Fall of the Outcasts is the level 58 monolith and your first mission to work on. In the upper right is the bridge to the level 66 monolith, the Black Sun, and the left, it goes to the level 62 monolith, the Stolen Lance. To unlock these bridges and progress, you must finish the Fall of the Outcast questline, which involves killing the Abomination, a huge necrotic fleshy minion dude. If you just got here, you'll only have the level 58 zone active, and you will unlock the level 100 zone later down the line. To start an echo, you just simply right click on one. You can hover over them, and it will tell you the modifiers, reward for completing the echo, and the stability you get when finishing the echo's objective. It will also tell you the tile set of the echo you will enter down in the middle of the screen. You can only go to echoes that you can link to, and a check mark will appear on already completed ones. Each echo has a special marking on them that tells you what rewards they bring. Some give exalted items, rare items, gold, XP, and unique/set items. Stability will be rewarded on completing the echo, and also for killing monsters in the monolith, which is tracked by the bonus stability meter while inside the echo. The farther away you are from the center of the monolith, the more rare echoes nodes spawn, the more stability they grant, and the larger numbers on the modifiers, including rarity. Each timeline has special unique/set item echoes that will spawn randomly in that specific timeline, and for Fall of the Outcasts, it has unique/set quivers and bows as its echo rewards. If you want to see if your item you want can be farmed in one of these timelines, simply look at the item in the last Epoch tool planner, and it will tell you where you need to be for it. On top of normal echoes, there are some special echo nodes that we need to talk about. The first you will probably encounter is a beacon monolith, which will be a new kind of objective that has an infinitely spawning wave of void enemies to try to stop you from lighting it. If you stand in the AoE, it will charge, and if you do not, it will not charge. Once you reach 100, the beacon will kill all the void enemies it spawned, and then it will reveal an area around it, showing you all the possible paths you can go and the rewards. Beacons are great for scouting better opportunities and are almost always worth doing. The second kind of echo is an echo of a world. When you enter it, it will have you fight one of the premier bosses of last Epoch, the Shade of Oribus, which comes in many different flavors and has a randomized skill set. Once completed, you will gain or lose corruption, and you will also reset your echo web so you may continue the process again. The farther your Oribus is from the center, the more corruption you will gain from each kill. We will talk about how to best use this to your advantage in a different video. The next special echo is the Vessel of Memory. It will have you finish an objective, killing a blue pillar, which will then uncomplete any echo in your monolith, allowing you to go back and do them all again, which is a great way to get more rewards of a specific type multiple times. The last special echo is Vessel of Chaos. This is the same as Vessel of Memory, but red. It will take all your uncompleted echoes and randomize them again, allowing you to try to roll for better rewards. I will be talking about how to utilize all these in a different video. Now, when you complete echoes, you will gain stability, which is then used on the track to end the boss. When it reaches full, you can do the 3 side missions in the upper right, which are just a quest line, which a boss will be at the end of. Finish the first 2, kill the boss, and a few things happen. You will drop one of their boss uniques. These uniques are influenced by the rarity mod inside your monolith. So if you have an item that has a 10% drop chance from a boss, and if you have 500% increased rarity, it will now drop with a 60% chance. Trying to get as many mods as possible on your boss when you try to kill it is key to farming your desired unique item. Once finished, Fall of the Outcasts will give you a choice: unlock the 62 zone or the 66 zone. If you want to get to the final endgame of Last Epoch quicker, I'd suggest the level 66 route, as it will be the quickest. You will also get to choose a blessing, which is a stat-based benefit that is global for your character, and these are very powerful and definitely worth farming great ones. Now the fun part begins. You will need to repeat this process again all the way up to Reign of Dragons, the level 85 zone. After you complete this monolith, you will go to a center area between 3 different bridges. These are the 3 level 90 monolith timelines, and you can complete them in any order. Once you complete all 3, you can go back to the center and unlock empowered monoliths. You need to click this crystal, and it will unlock the level 100 zones for every monolith. Now, empowered monoliths. What are they? What do they do? Why you should farm them? Empowered monoliths come with a few benefits. You will no longer need to finish the first 2 timeline echoes before the boss, as they are now optional. You can just simply skip to the boss, which is now a level 100 version of what you fought before. You will also be able to much more easily scale Corruption. Corruption is a stat that raises as you kill Shades of Oribus, which will raise the base stats of an echo while also making modifiers more potent, giving you much more item rarity, allowing you to drop more exalteds than normal. You are also unlimited to how much corruption you may push, unlike the prior monoliths, but it does have diminishing returns. This means there's little to no point to scale corruption outside of empowered monoliths, which I advise against. You also unlock the Gaze of Oribus mechanic, which makes it so that when you kill a timeline specific boss, you gain a stack of Gaze. This will make it so the next Oribus you kill will grant extra corruption. Gaze stacks can stack indefinitely, but diminishing returns start after your 3rd stack, so it's most efficient to kill 3 timeline bosses, then kill an Oribus to push corruption fast. You will lose these stacks if you initiate an Oribus fight and die, incentivizing you to play good builds to push corruption faster. If you portal out though, it will not remove your stacks, which means you can pretty much choose which Oribus you want to do, which is nice. Empowered timeline bosses drop a larger pool of uniques, and have a new pool of empowered blessings, which are just straight upgrades to the unempowered ones. These are worth grinding for, as they have huge benefits. You get a choice from 4, which normal monoliths only get to choose 3. You also get a 5th choice at 200 corruption, which raises your chances of seeing your desired blessing significantly. Also, in empowered timelines, the chances for rare nodes like vessels, unique/set echo rewards, exalted rewards, and stability go up immensely, as well as rarity per echo. So pretty much empowered monoliths are the peak of endgame of Last Epoch and are 100% worth rushing for. But how much corruption should I be aiming for? Well, to put it into Path of Exile terms, 100 corruption is like the beginning of endgame, like white maps. while 300 to 400 corruption is like reaching red maps, and that's about when the difficulty and the speed of your progression meet. If you go higher, you will need a much stronger build to push fast enough to beat someone doing 300 corruption faster than you. If you go lower, then you won't scale stability enough or get enough rare echo nodes to beat out someone at 300 400 corruption. So overall, staying around 300 corruption is a good idea for most builds. And most builds I create on this channel are focused on reaching this point in endgame. If you want to stay at a specific corruption, just simply do Oribus's near your monolith center, as it will subtract corruption instead of add, allowing you to do a few more corruption Oribuses than rinse and repeat. There is a sweet spot you will start to learn when juggling your corruption near 300. So hopefully this has been educational enough for a new player. If you have questions, ask below. I don't mind answering them. I plan on talking about specific endgame strategies later on, where I talk about corruption pushing, boss farming, and vessel strats. If you learned something, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's free. If you're just starting your journey into Last Epoch, my channel is perfect for Last Epoch news, build guides, and much, much more. With all that being said, this has been Dread from Epoch Builds, off to make more builds.